Both of them survived because of this dog. This is what happened in the 47 minutes before this footage. Pittsburgh, July 29, 2025, a Tuesday evening. A man named Gary Thines was doing what millions of dog owners do on an ordinary summer night. He was simply walking his dog through the park. He was not looking for trouble. He was not trying to be a hero. He was just a man with a leash in his hand, finishing a normal evening walk. And then, a Pitbull found him. The dog had no collar, no tags, just a leash dragging behind him, like he had been loose for a while. Gary tried to grab that leash right away. He was worried the dog might run into traffic. But every time he got close, the Pitbull moved a few steps ahead, barked, looked back, and waited. Then a young woman driving past saw what was happening and pulled over to help. Now there were two strangers trying to catch a dog that did not seem to want to be caught. And later, Gary said something that changes this whole story. He said, "This dog wanted me to follow him." So Gary followed. He followed the dog out of the park, across the street, down a narrow, overgrown path, and behind a set of railroad tracks. Think about that for a second. A loose pit bull, an unfamiliar path, no idea where he is being led. For most people, that would be the moment they turn around and go home. Gary did not turn around. He kept going. Then, through the brush, he saw it. A tent encampment hidden behind the railroad tracks. And outside the tent, on a red couch, was a man sitting completely still. Gary moved closer. He called out, "Nothing." Then he looked at the dog. The dog was not watching Gary anymore. He was staring at the tent. Inside, a woman lay motionless with her legs sticking out of the entrance. Gary called to her too. Nothing. And in that moment, Gary understood exactly what this dog had been trying to say all along. He called 911 immediately. Emergency crews arrived and rushed both people to the hospital. Pittsburgh Public Safety later confirmed the rescue and called Gary a good Samaritan. But there is one part of this story that makes it hit even harder. The young woman who had pulled over to help catch the dog recognized the couple being taken away in the ambulance. She knew them, and she told Gary she would check on them at the hospital the very next day. Just think about how many moving parts had to line up. One loose dog, 3 strangers, 2 lives hanging in the balance, all of them connected by a pit bull who refused to give up. Then, animal control arrived and said they were taking the dog to a shelter far outside the city. Gary watched them load him into the truck, and all he could think about was this. Those 2 people might wake up in a hospital bed not knowing where their dog was. This is the breed people are taught to fear, the breed that gets judged before it is known, the breed that gets passed over in shelters every single day, the breed people cross the street to avoid. And yet, when it mattered most, this dog did not run from people. He ran to them. He had no phone, no words, no way to explain the emergency. All he had was urgency, instinct, and the refusal to stop until someone listened. He found a stranger in a park. He made that stranger follow him, and step by step, he led him straight to the 2 people who needed help most. Both of his owners survived, because one dog refused to give up, and because one man chose to follow. Type "follow him" in the comments if you would have done what Gary